The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. Well, here we are. What's up, everybody? This is another episode of the Shadow People.
Yep.
I am...
Who are you?
Yawn Hammer.
And I'm Sleepy Floyd.
And Sleepy Floyd McGee.
Right.
And we are the Shadow People. And this is our post Jazz Fest episode.
It is, and we're feeling very posty.
It is the earliest we've ever been here. It is 10:25 a.m. We normally shoot at noon, but we have things to do today. So we decided that we'd be proactive and get in here early to shoot and film and record. And we are quickly realizing that was a bad idea.
Drew is wide awake.
Drew is wide awake.
Drew has small children at home, so Drew been up for like 9 hours.
But look, I got up at 6. I've been up since 6. But I have a routine that I do, and I got up and I made sure I got my little 3-4 miles in the park today. I did that. Came home. I usually do a meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays with the brothers, my sobriety group. Did that. I had to cut out early though so I could get here. But man, these last 2 weeks, I'll say this. These last 2 weeks have been very, very eye-opening. And, I always have an issue where I go into something and I expect the worst. And I'm really trying to change that about myself.
You don't want to be disappointed.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be disappointed. Right. But man, I'm telling you, I did have some really, I had 7 gigs. Actually it turned out I had 8. I had 8 gigs and they all went actually very, very well.
Dude, the gig, Nikki and the homies, the gig that you and Danny were on, that was... Yeah. First of all, again, like we were talking about with Wasili, I have 0 footage of it because I was standing there taking it in. First of all, I want to say this, and I'm going to say this publicly right now. I'm going to say it now. I might not ever say it again, but I'm going to say it now because it's truth. You, sir, Nigel Hall. And all due respect to John Boutte and Cyril Neville, but you, sir, are the best singer in New Orleans.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Put that out there. Because the songs that y'all attempted to perform on Sunday, was that Sunday? Whatever day it was.
I don't even know. First of all,
the set list itself was just...
I don't know what the fucking day is.
Right. But the set list itself was daunting to me, just looking at, because I know some of these rare cuts that y'all were doing, and I was like, okay, damn. And then to hear y'all pull it off, man, you and Nikki, those other the cats that was singing, you gotta tell me everybody's name.
That's Adam Joseph and Cliff Porter. Shout
Cliff
to them
and Adam,
both of them dudes,
dude.
Those are my homies.
All y'all
and
together,
I fucking love them so much.
Like I said,
they brought so much to, and the
chemistry with everybody on stage, and 2 Danny Abels on guitar. Like, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, for real. I would say that first of all, I appreciate that and thank you. I don't think I'm the best singer in New Orleans, but at the same token, you saw me on a night that I wanted blood.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't say that before that night, even though you always been one of my favorite singers. Yeah. I've never said that to you.
Right.
That night, I was like, oh, yep.
And now I'm mentally in a place where I can receive a compliment like that. Because that's probably what kept you from saying.
Yeah, exactly. That part too.
But again, I appreciate that and I thank you. And that particular night, there are some Instagram stories that we will find and post of that night that I'm sure we could share. But in particular, in the last episode we had Nikki here, and y'all know how much I love Nikki, how much we love Nikki, but especially me in terms of being in a musical situation with her, and the fact that she still calls me after what we've been through to do things like this in particular, it means of the world to me. And not only do I want to bring my best to that, but I also want to show that, hey man, we're all human, and that we can all still get together and we can all still throw the fuck down, that was at evidence, 4 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
And
I stayed out.
You stayed the fuck out. Look, bro, I was packing up. You was like, yo, I'm still here.
Right.
I was like, whoa, my man.
I had a good night.
But that particular night, I think I took lead on 3 tunes. One of them was Back Together Again. And see, these are all tunes that she picked too, because she knew.
She knows she know how to get you.
She know how to get me, man. And so we did Back Together Again by Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway. I sang lead on Don't Let Love Get You Down by Archie Bell and the Drells, which is Philly International. Hello, Mr. Philly over here. And I sang Jump to It by Aretha Franklin. And
yeah, that was killing.
The
way y'all started it?
Oh yeah.
Acapella?
Jump to it, to it.
They should have sampled that. I should have sampled it.
We did the fucking.
It was killing. Yeah.
We did the what was it? We did the delay by ourselves. It was actually really fucking cool. And shout to the Ghost Note cats who came and sat in. Xavier, Dominique, and Sputsy, right, came in playing pocket like they'd been listening to the song ever since.
And they were smashing all
they
week.
Played it like they wrote the motherfucker.
You missed it last Monday, but at the Very Good Mondays. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Your friend Amy.
Yep, Amy. Shout out to Amy Bellamy and Aaron Bellamy. They're the baddest ever. Those Amy and Aaron, I just want to say, first of all, the core of that Nikki and the Homies thing, we had the rehearsal out at Trevor's spot. By the way, shout to Trevor Brooks.
One of the biggest unsung heroes in New Orleans, by the way.
For real. And he don't ever pick up his phone. And I talked to him more than I've talked to him in the last 5 years last week. And it was amazing. So shout to him. But he let us use his studio or his space for rehearsal. Uh-huh. And in that rehearsal, it was me, Adam Joseph, Nikki, Amy, and Aaron Bellamy. And I really felt this feeling of like, my heart was so full because that was the same crew that was up in Wally's. We were all up in Wally's together 20 years ago. And to still be playing with the people who I love and the people who I've gone through shit with, and you know what I'm saying? And to have all of these people in the room, I'm about to start crying right now because it just made my heart so full, man.
I know what you mean.
And that's what made me want to bring my fucking very best at the Maple Leaf with all of those fucking people. And playing all of these songs that we love together. So yeah, I wanted blood that night too. I was just like, you know what? I want all these motherfuckers to remember that, and I want to be clear that this is not coming from a big place or a big-headed sort of place, but it's coming from a place of someone who wants to put their best foot forward from henceforth. Because
that sort of healthy competition, like Wasili was talking
that's
about.
Healthy competition. Right. It's cool. It's cool to have that, and it's not even really competition, but it's you putting your best foot forward all the time because that's what people see. People see that, and I wanted to let motherfuckers know that I could still do it.
It's like being in a dunk contest.
Yeah. It's not. I could still score 40.
Yeah, I got you.
I can still score 40. So
I noticed you took me back about when you talking about you guys at Wiley's, because actually last night we had dinner with Skerrick, but after that
was a great dinner.
It was a great dinner. Shout out to Skerrick. We love you.
Oh man, we should have recorded that shit.
And I hope you achieved everything you tried to achieve last night, my brother.
Yeah, my man. Hey, brother. You know?
Anyway, but we went to the Bayou Bar. Godspeed. We went to the Bayou Bar to see Herlin Riley, and so Herlin he had Peter Harris and Derrick Doge and Dwight Fitch playing with him, and Skerrick was like, "You know all these guys a long time." I'm like, "Well, yeah, actually, I went to college with Derrick Doge and Dwight Fitch and Peter Harris." I'm like, so that feeling you have, like you said, like, man. I mean, I play a lot of gigs with all these dudes. I mean, Peter's a few years younger than us, but I was still there. But me and Derrick Doge were like, came up together in that scenario. Ellis Marcellus recruited us, the whole thing. We all came together. And Dwight Fitch is from New Orleans. He's from the Seventh Ward. His family, the Fitch family, is like a huge gospel family in New Orleans. They travel all over the world singing. So, it was, but that feeling you're talking about, I got that feeling too. Just seeing your people that you playing music with since you were a teenager, really.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Since I was sleeping outside Berkeley,
right?
So no, but I always say this, and I really mean this when I say it, man. Like, there is nothing like playing music with your friends, with everybody.
Willie Nelson was talking about.
I'm telling you, man, there is no feeling like, listen, I have been able to go all over the world. I've been able to play with people who I've been listening to my whole life. I've been able to do some really fantastic things that I'm very, very grateful for.
Yeah.
I know I bitch a lot sometimes, but at the end of the day, I'm very, very grateful to have the life that I have and to be able to maintain that. But man, there is no feeling like playing music with people who know who you are, who can sit in a room and not talk about music. We can just talk about whatever.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Music is kind of the last thing that we would talk about if we had a choice to talk about anything. And that, to me, is what makes the music better. It makes the music better because it makes it more honest.
It's also a reason why there's a, I don't know what the Venn diagram of this is, but there's our friends, there's our friends, and there's our musicians, then there's our musician friends. But still, a lot of them, I don't know if this platform, because a lot of people want to come on our show now, which is a blessing for us, But
and we're really grateful for that.
And
too.
We're grateful for that, but no disrespect. Like, some people, it doesn't make sense for us to have them on the show.
Right.
Because, like, some people, and I get it, like, we're all music nerds at our core, right? And we love nerding out on it, but we don't do that on this podcast.
Right. We don't do that. Yeah, we talk.
So certain people, it's like, I want y'all to know, we got nothing but love for you. We respect you as musicians and all that, but this ain't the platform for that. So if you got something else that you really want to talk about, something that is meaningful to us, we will bring you on the show.
That's not even meaningful to us, but just meaningful that will help the progress of
the show,
of not even just the show, but the world. Like, the world.
Just nerding out on music doesn't always.
And I mean,
what I'm saying, but sometimes when we do that,
there's a healthy balance.
We isolate people when we do that.
Exactly.
That's not what we're trying to do.
Exactly, and we don't want to isolate anybody. We have a. We want to have a different kind of podcast where we are talking with people who we respect and who we love, and about the world and about how to get through this shit as a musician and the mental health and sobriety and the issues that we have to deal with, trying to bring a message to people, and there's a lot that goes on in this community other than just playing notes. Yeah. And there's a lot that goes on within us as musicians who get to travel the world and play and play music for people and bring happiness to people. And that we those are the things that we want to talk about, because we think that, well, I can say me personally, I think that, it's not being talked about enough. And that's why half of us are going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that we want to provide that platform for people who are going to contribute to that. And I think that we've done a great job. And
I'm excited about what we have on the horizon. We have
a
few very special guests
buddy.
lined up, and I want to say it so bad. I'm definitely not, but I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the next episode, right, exactly. Because we definitely have that locked in. Right. So, my Jazz Fest was good. We had a great show. We had a funny show. Yo, y'all hear some crazy shit. Oh man, I don't know. Should I even tell this story? What do you think? I'll get in trouble by telling it? I don't know. Fuck it. It'll be fun.
I want you to tell it if that's
tell it. Right.
No, it's funny. It's funny. Okay, so I think it might have been the first or second night of Jazz Fest, and I played a gig at the Broadside with John Cleary and the Absolute Monster Gentlemen. Shout out to them. Also, we just put a record out called the Bywater Sessions.
I heard the record is amazing too.
The record's pretty killer.
Yeah.
And you know what's killing about that record is that, and I love doing records with Cleary, because it's just a fucking hang. It's just like, look, man, we ain't trying to do nothing crazy. We ain't trying to do nothing special, man. Let's just hit like we at the Maple Leaf. I'm like, oh shit. Because the Maple Leaf, if anybody who is watching who has never been to the Maple Leaf in New Orleans, you should definitely go. That is the place where I was until about 6 a.m. a few days ago. Yeah. I don't even remember what day it was.
We were there.
But we were there. We were definitely there. And a lot has gone on in that place. And there's a special vibe that place holds. So everybody should definitely, if you haven't gone to the Maple Leaf, you should make your way there. Anyway, like you said, anyway. So I was playing a gig at the Broadside, and another great venue. Yeah. And my wife texted me, and she was like, I think she had come to the gig with my mother-in-law, whose birthday it was. Shout to Miss Tony. Happy belated birthday. And she was like, she texted me, she was like, come down to the Joy, because Soul Live was playing at the Joy, and Kraz was there, and Eric Krasno, who I'm talking about. And I was like, any other time, I just got done packing up everything. I had the full regalia too. Yeah. I had all my keyboards. I had the Leslie. I had my amps, all of that shit. And so I just packed up, and I got a text that said, "Come meet me at the Joy." And I was like, any other time I'd be like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not going nowhere. I just got done packing up all this shit.
Right.
I'm good. So, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go meet my wife, and because it's Jazz Fest,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I get there, and I saw my man Tom Gelini. Shout to Tom Gelini at the Joy.
And you know what? I gotta say this about, since you brought up Tom, but just, I'm sorry to interrupt. I want you to finish, but like,
I'm gonna let you finish.
No, I'm gonna let you finish. Cause I saw Krasno. No, because I saw Krasno in an undisclosed location the other day. We were hanging out in the pool.
Snake and Jake's.
No, it was, and he was like, he wanted to make sure he was, let the world know that the Joy and the staff and Tom Gelini and the way they did the sound and had shit right for him all week. Mm-hmm. He was like, a special shout out to him. So yeah, I'm shouting Tom out through Kraz, because like two people I highly respect. So Tom Gelini, thank you.
And I also want to shout Tom Gelini out too, because he was very instrumental in helping us get connected with Crescent 9. So big shout to
we need to have time
Tom
on the
Gelini.
show too, but that's
we need to have time on the show. That will be
he's not gonna want to talk, but we can pull some shit out of him.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Nah, but so I saw Tom, and I was like, "Have you seen my wife?" And he's like, "No." And then
she did it to you again,
bro.
No, stop it. It happened again,
bro. But no. This was the first time. This was the time it happened.
Oh, okay.
This was the time it happened. It didn't happen twice.
All right.
And then I walk up to Kraz because I see Kraz and Nick Payton out there talking, and I go up to them. And we congregate for a minute. I'm like, y'all ain't seen my wife. No, where Jamie at? It's like, I don't know. We ain't seen her. Because we track each other on the phones.
Oh, that's right. You told the story on the gig. You didn't tell the story on the podcast. That's why I know the story. Sorry.
We track each other on the phone. And
she at home.
She at home in the bed. And I'm like, you know what?
But was Soul Live good? Was it worth it?
I don't know, because the gig was over by the time I got there. I didn't see a note of it. I didn't get to see Neil. I didn't get to see Al.
Oh wow!
And then
Neil and I was probably on the plane back home already.
They were already home.
Yeah,
they were back in. Yeah, they were gone.
Yeah,
so I ended up. I was the one that had to take Kraz back uptown with the guitar, and then he takes the guitar in the house, and then he's like, "Yeah, man, let's go hang out." I'm like, "Hang out." And so I ended up being on Frenchmen until about 3 a.m. with Kraz. But it was still a fun hang. And, you need to do that. I
hung a bunch of jazz festivals. You know me, I like to go home.
I had what I affectionately call House Fest this year. I had people at my house. I had Otis McDonald. Shout out to Otis McDonald.
Huge fan of the cast, by the way.
Yep. And we're gonna have him on the podcast one of these days. Him and his lovely wife Justine, and I had Amy and Aaron at the house. So we had a full house. So
y'all should have made some records.
We were having. I mean, there was no fucking time.
Right.
What record?
It's true, but I'm just saying. Like,
I tried to set a record for how much I could sleep this goddamn Jazz Fest. Shit, there's no fucking time. Like, that was the thing, bro. I was. Oh my God! This is what Jazz Fest is. Is all your friends are in town, and everybody's got gigs, and you got gigs if you're lucky, and there's just no time. Like, you think you have time. You wake up 2 hours earlier, and just so that you could have time after you haven't had any sleep from the night before. Mm-hmm. So you just to try to have some time to do shit. I cannot believe that there were Jazz Fests where I was here for 2 weeks doing 22 upwards to 23, 25 gigs on cocaine, no sleep. And I had 8 gigs this year, and I'm fucking exhausted still. I ain't had a gig in 3 days. I cannot believe that. I'm telling you, by the grace of God, that's why they say, oh my God, I can't believe that I behaved in such a fashion. But hey man, I live to tell a story, and it's because of it's listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm grateful. I had a great Jazz Fest. Let's talk about you and your Jazz Fest.
Well, I mean, it was adventurous. It was good. Again, like you, I was sober all Jazz Fest, so that was also interesting for me. Especially being at Maple Leaf Head.
Is this your first all?
No, last year I might have been drinking a little bit. Mm-hmm. But still not the way I was drinking when I was drinking. Mm-hmm. But this year I was dead. I didn't have a drop of liquor the whole time. When I was busy, man, I had to do my radio show. We did 3 podcasts. I had DJ gigs. I did like 3 voice.
I don't know if you got. I
did like 3 voiceover auditions this week.
Are you doing it Monday? Are you doing your show Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do Monday with you. I know I was supposed to do last Monday with you. I couldn't do it, but this Monday we gonna be on the air.
Cool.
So
So we'll be on OZ Monday night. Yep. Anyway, so I had it was good. It was busy. I'm tired too, but it was interesting just seeing the way people maneuver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being like completely.
You can pay more attention to it.
Right, being completely aware of what everybody's doing, because I'm like of complete sound mind. Mm-hmm. It's like it was interesting, you know. But I felt a lot of love this year, more than I normally feel from my peers, I should say. You know what I mean? I don't know why that is, why I got more. I think because of the podcast. A lot of people ask me about this podcast. Yeah. Very few people ask me about the band, like maybe zero. Lots of people ask me about the podcast. Yeah. So I was happy about that, you know. And but I felt the love from the community more than I do some years. And I thought all my gigs crushed. We crushed.
I had fun playing on your gig,
and
bro.
I was very selective this year with the gigs, you know, that we decided to do or whatnot. So you know,
that was a lot of fun, man. We had a great time. So yeah, I
had a few promoters. I had a few promoters. I had to kind of like set them straight.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, I mean it was, and it wasn't really like a financial thing. Like everybody compensated me, you know, properly, but there was a few like cultural things I had to kind of like clear up with some people. Like, hey, like, I don't know if you know where you are, but sir, but you need to. So, but you know, but that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that happens. That, you know.
But overall, I think it was good, man. It was the best one that I've had since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like the last two felt a little hectic to me, and this year felt like I felt the most prepared for all the gigs.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. COVID happened. No Jazz Fest.
2 years.
There was 2 years. Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
2 years. Because
there was 2 years of no Jazz Fest because of COVID. Right. Okay, because I had to remember. Yeah. So this is technically my second.
It's the 56th year, but the 54th annual. They flipped it up.
What?
No, it's the 50. It was the 54th edition. That's their verbiage they changed after. See, because it's in 56 years, but this is only the 54th edition. We learned that because I had to be on OZ and I had to like say it correctly.
Say okay,
like, the 54th edition of Jazz Fest. Yeah. So that's the caveat with that.
Yeah, because technically they had what was called festing in place, and they just played like all on OZ. They played all.
And look, I got to be honest about that, and you know. I work for OZ and I love them, but the festing in place shit really pissed me off. You know why? Because it's like, okay, you playing my Jazz Fest set on the radio? I'm like, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm like, I mean, I'm glad people get to hear it, but I'm like, this is not making up for me not having Jazz Fest gigs. I get it. I'm just saying, no, I mean, it's for the rest of the world, you know? So I understand why they did it. But for me personally, I was like, it'd be better if you just paid me instead of just like, playing a set I played 3 years ago.
Hey man, you'd be all right.
But it's okay.
They worked it out.
I mean, OZ doesn't pay me.
I would like to hear. I wonder if they have like any of my old sets for Jazz Fest.
I guarantee you,
I've never heard.
Positively,
I'd love to hear them.
They got them.
There's one particular year where I played a Jazz Fest set as Nigel Hall band, and I had like the biggest, dopest band ever. I had Jameson Ross.
Was it? I'm sure.
Who I want to shout out.
That was live on the radio.
Who I got to play with a lot this year, with Cleary, and I really, really love Jameson and his playing, and just he's such a knowledgeable brother, and that man can sing his ass off.
He sang the blues at the Very Good Mondays thing.
I saw it, and I was just like, man,
it went so hard.
Yeah, bro.
Another incredible singer. Yeah, not my favorite. Not the best, because that's you, but he's way up there.
I appreciate that.
And singing drummers I celebrate and praise all singing drummers, and Jameson Ross is at the top of the list.
Yeah, definitely. So, I forget what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's okay. It's all right. I'm still trying to get my life together.
Let's take a break, and then we'll.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll take a break and come back.
Because I think Danny might be here.
Yeah, we got some shit we need to talk about too.
Yeah, let's get serious. It's been too lighthearted.
Yeah,
I've been like, let's get too lighthearted.
We need to get back on the one here. We're gonna take a short pause for the calls, and we will be right back shortly after these messages on the Shadow People. This is Sleepy McGee, and I forget who I am right now. So we'll be back.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. All right. We back on the Shadow People. I'm Nigel Hall.
Derrick Freeman.
And Norm has entered.
I'm here. My name's not actually Norm, though.
His name is not actually Norm, and we all know that.
Daniel Ross
Daniel
Abel.
Ross Abel.
Would you like my social security number, too?
No, yeah, I do have it, but I'm not going to give it out.
We'll just put that as on the we'll put it on the screen. You guys can just steal my identity.
Along with the email address.
All of it. Yeah, my home address.
shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.com. We're still waiting to get some interesting correspondence.
Well, Drew said we had a few comments off the Shedeur Sanders thing, so
okay,
maybe we should look at some of those.
We're going to look at some of those before we get out of here. Shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.com for all your questions, concerns, and comments. And like and subscribe, because I know I've been failing to say that the last couple episodes, but we've been having shit going on.
Hey, Nigel, what's in front of you, by the way?
By the way, what is in front of me is what I'd like to call the Sexy Zexi. That's not what it's actually called, but it is a 5% THC drink that is very delicious. It's 0 carbonation, 0 calories, 0 sweeteners, and 0 regrets. And I am a person who don't have many regrets, but I have a lot of regrets from drinking shit that I regretted drinking. And this I don't regret drinking. And I am very looking forward to this because they have, and we also have different flavors. We got pineapple and we got peach. And I'm very much looking forward. It's too early for me to have one right now. Like I said, it's the earliest we've been in here. It's actually morning still. The Today Show is still on, and it's too early to be doing anything when that is going down. But I'm going to tell you that I'm very looking forward to getting into that tonight, and you should be getting ready to do that as well. Hey man, I did the best I fucking could, man.
That was good. That was great.
I did all right. I did okay. Thank you, Jesus.
All right, so as we sit here, whatever, 3-4 days after Jazz Fest.
Yeah, we need to talk about something.
Let's talk about so Europeans felt non-existent. I didn't see any Asian people. Asian people from Asia, not Asian Americans. And I clearly, and 0 Canadians.
Yeah, because everybody's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
and you know what? I don't fucking blame them. I don't blame them one bit. But
for some reason, the triple the amount of New York people.
Yep.
Which was not awesome.
All of New York came down. Look, hold on. Before we get deep into this, I want to say that I got a lot of feelings about this. Because before I moved to New Orleans, I lived in New York City. And I love New York City. And I got friends of mine.
Yep, same.
I got a lot of friends
of mine.
Family
and friends, yep.
In New York that were also here, So
true.
I'm not talking, all y'all who are watching, because we all know how New Yorkers are too. Don't call me talking about, you talking shit about New York. No, I'm not talking shit about New York. But I'm talking about an attitude that all of us had to deal with.
Nikki had that Boston hat on last week, and it's not looking too hot for them. Speaking of New York, so I'm saying, I love Nikki, but
the Knicks won last night.
That's what I'm saying. The Knicks up 2-0.
Knicks. Yeah, shout to the Knicks.
As we're filming this podcast,
Schmeens,
the Knicks are up 2-0.
Yeah, as we're filming, they're up 2-0 right now. So I'm
sorry about that, Nikki. Love you though.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. How'd Patrick Ewing do?
Charles Oakley
looking like Avon Barksdale sitting on the side.
I'm the sportscaster.
Hey man, but I want to say that there was I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without sounding like so much of a fucking asshole. But this is our podcast. This is the one place we can be assholes.
Get it out, because I'm about to piggyback. So you good?
I'm gonna let you start because there might be some things that I don't know about this particular situation that we're about to bring up. So I'm gonna let you say the situation, and then we can move forward, because I don't want to.
It's not. it's not really a specific situation. Although there were specific situations, I'm not really trying to get into it, but just in general, and like you said, not all New York people, because we all have friends and family there. We've all stayed there and toured there, and I filmed there countless times. I got nothing but love for New York, but some reason like New York and the herd mentality they have is not comparable with the herd mentality of your average New Orleanian. Right. And I don't know what it is about crowds and how they don't know how to act in a crowd. And I'm speaking generally, obviously, because that's just what we're doing. Because I'm just talking about New York people in general. I don't hate New York, but the way y'all was acting the last couple of weeks down here is an indicator to me of maybe why people in other countries don't want to come here. It's like we're perpetuating a lot of things, and people are selfish, and people are rude, and people don't understand spatial awareness.
And I also want to say this too, real quick. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was telling him, and it's not just New York people. It's definitely some New York people that we're speaking of, but there are a lot of people who look at New Orleans as a place to come down, let their hair down, and come down here and shit all over this fucking city. And we got to clean it up. You know what I'm saying?
Like this dude who stole
the fucking... Listen, man. Okay. There was a guy who came down to New Orleans and went to Tipitina's, which is one of the most prestigious...
Hallowed sacred ground venues and buildings in this city, and decided that it was a good idea to take one of the fucking plaques that Tips has as the Walk of Fame, basically. It takes one of the plaques, take it home, take it from the fucking ground. Yeah.
First of all, how the fuck did you get it out the ground?
I don't even know. That's a mystery.
What tools did you bring?
to a concert.
To a fucking concert.
Right. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And take this fucking thing with you. Apparently, to my knowledge, he ain't even get out of the airport with it.
No.
Because what happened is they took the nigga's face.
He's all over the camera. Picking the thing up, showing it to his friends.
First of all, you all over the goddamn camera, right, taking it out the ground, showing it to your friends. Do you realize that there are cameras every fucking where now? Like, are you oblivious to the fact that there are cameras everywhere? So, apparently, what, to my knowledge, is he gets on the plane. What you say last night at dinner? He was like, bro, it's like he was getting calls. As soon as he turned his phone back on.
When he landed, it was like, dude, bro, you fucked up, man. You got to well, apparently, it's apparently while he was on the flight, the shit blew up. They put his face all over the internet.
They put his face all over the internet.
The shit got retweeted and reposted and all this. So people figure out who he is. And so by the time he lands in New York, they're like, so apparently, this is from what I heard, and this might be hyperbole. I don't know if I'm exaggerating, but somehow he got to the airport in New York City, and then some person apprehended the thing, and then flew it back to New Orleans. So he was attempting to bring home. He was attempted to bring home for some reason. We still don't know why. It's a frat boy prank or whatever. But this is what I'm talking about. Like this don't treat New Orleans like your fucking playground.
Yeah, man. And it is your playground, but respectfully, man. Like it's you supposed to be respectful, bro. Like if you come into my house and start doing shit like that, you are getting asked to leave immediately. Yeah. There's a fucking sign, and this is what I love about New Orleans. One of the first times I came here, I saw a sign, and I see it every time I go somewhere, and I definitely want to get one for my house. It says, "Be nice or fucking leave." It doesn't say fucking leave. That was my own personal inflection.
Sir, Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob
is the guy who does those.
Yeah, Dr. Bob. Shout to Dr. Bob.
And Simone is the other painter who lives down the street.
It says, "Be nice or leave," bro. And that's what makes New Orleans beautiful, man. There's so many things in this world that are
it's funny because when I was talking to Kraz the other day, he was talking about the first time he brought you down here.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Kenninger was. I'm sure I was involved in these shenanigans.
You were.
And
you were.
He said you mouthed to him, "I'm never coming back here again."
I couldn't handle it.
A lot of people can't. We've seen the city. We've seen, and people that come down here boastfully. This is what we were talking about with Wasili the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Wasili came down with humility, but also killing it, and also found his niche found his place in the culture,
exactly,
and inserted himself properly.
Exactly.
He didn't come down here with that boastful shit. I'm the baddest motherfucker ever in New York. I'm blah 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 this. In Chicago, I'm blah 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 this.
And neither did I. And that's why people fucking embraced me the way that they did, which I'm so grateful for.
But this
kind of attitude coming down here, whether you are a musician or not, because there are also musicians that come down here with that attitude, with that type of thinking.
It doesn't
like
work.
My man who stole that fucking shit from, they come down here thinking they can just do and say whatever the fuck they want to say. When I first came down here, and this was a long time ago, and I think I'm sure I was drinking and drugging at the time.
Yeah.
But one of the things, and I never forgot this, and I always held it close to me when he said it to me. There's a friend of mine who we were with at the time. His name is Zach Denis. He's a photographer.
Zach. We love Zach too.
Photographer.
Uh-huh.
And he said to me, I think I was saying something being stupid or whatever. And he said, "Hold up, bro. Remember where you at."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember where you are. And I never lost sight of that. I take that everywhere I go, because I don't know where the fuck I know where I am I would hope that I know where I am most of the time, but you don't know who's around you. You don't know your surroundings, especially if this is a place that you are not, you don't live, and you come in somebody else's house doing some shit like that, stealing their shit. You know what I'm saying? And they put that statement out, and they said they stole something that was really precious to us. Like, who fucking does that? And then you think about all of the previous Jazz Fest. Jazz Fest, okay, look, Jazz Fest is supposed to be fucking wild, okay? We sit here and we talk about, it's too much of this, blah, blah, blah. No, that's because we old niggas now,
right.
And we don't feel like doing that shit.
But we used to rage hard.
But we used to,
with the best. We used to
rage
with the best.
That book, bro.
Right, exactly.
Like, we wrote the book that y'all are reading from right now, bro. So don't sit here and tell me. But at the same time, it's just like when we see things like this, and it's just real disrespectful. It's super disrespectful. And and then you wonder why we're like that. Just remember the New Year's. Remember the episode before New Year's happened, and we were talking about why we don't go to New Year's, and then New Year's happened, and then we're looking at what the first thing we said. See, that's the first thing we said to y'all. Well, see, this is exactly what we're talking about. So I just want to be clear, man. Like, this is some real wild behavior. And the fact that you think that it's okay for you to do that is even wilder.
Yeah. The privilege that's being inserted by certain people, especially in the current state of our country.
And I want to be, and I ain't mean to cut you off, but right. It's not just New York people. We're not trying to single. We're not trying to single y'all out.
When I say New York people, I just mean tourists, mostly from the East Coast, that come down here and have a different mentality that doesn't really jive with New Orleans.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And it's not all of them, because we have plenty of friends, again, from New York. Right. And they know who they are. We're not talking about y'all.
Right. We're not talking about y'all.
But what I'm saying is, so I just mean, East Coast, Midwest, wherever. You come from somewhere else in this country where the culture's slightly different, it's a different vibe or whatever. Right. I get that. But I just don't, the spatial awareness and the disregard for the people of the city and the culture of the city, you know what I'm saying? So you can come down here and watch Mo or whatever. Like, that's great for you, but let's not.
That's another weird thing too, though, right? Like all the shows that are put on that have like not a single person that has anything to do with New Orleans at this show, you know, I mean, designed for crowd. I mean, which is fine. I mean, there's always bands coming through that don't have anything to do with it. But in a way, like, Jazz Fest is supposed to, you know, yesterday I ran into James Singleton at the coffee shop or whatever, and he was talking about, like, what Jazz Fest used to be. I mean, obviously a long time ago, 30 or 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But, like, how it was all about, you could, like, see James Black play a solo set of drums for an hour, followed by Johnny Vodakovich playing a solo set of drums for an hour. You know, just like stuff like New Orleans still based, but like stuff you wouldn't typically see out of the New Orleans people, you know? And I mean, obviously, like, the New Orleans musician scene has changed a lot, and we don't have the James Blacks as much as the town used to. But it's just weird when you see, like, this Super Jam put on, like, whatever tribute to someone that has nothing to do with New Orleans, featuring these people in this band that have nothing to do with
that before you walked in, because then and now you're on stage at 4 a.m. butchering a Quincy Jones song. You should be ashamed of yourself. Why would you do that? I don't understand.
Right.
So it's also, so that's what I'm saying. And that comes with a certain amount of reverence and respect for the culture and blah, blah, blah. Like, you just come down here and take a piss on us on the stage even and be like, whatever. But I'm me. I'm from this big band, so I can come take a piss on your stage. And what are you going to do about it? It's like, no, that's not. Yeah. That's not enhancing the culture.
And I mean, I understand ticket sales and all that, but you know, there's got to be a part of, like, you know, like, what the original idea is to bring people here to, like, check out what New Orleans has, and maybe that includes, like, being involved with other people that are not from here. But
clearly,
but if it's just like whatever Rage Fest, you can just go catch it, like, whatever hippie fest anywhere, or like any club anywhere. That's what Colorado's
for.
Yeah,
that's why Colorado.
Just go to Denver.
Yeah, I'm just
any day of the week, go to Denver.
Yeah. You know,
man,
which is also great. I'm happy
for
them and what
it's
they got.
also great,
but it's not New Orleans. That's what I'm saying.
It's not New Orleans.
But we don't go to Denver trying to, like, push New Orleans shit on them.
Sometimes we do.
Well, yeah,
but they want it. They want that though.
That's what they asked you to do.
Ain't no Colorado-based restaurants here. There's plenty of New Orleans-based restaurants all over the place. So we can put it to you that way. But whatever. I don't want to shit on the rest of the country, because there's enough of the world doing that right now.
Yeah,
but let's just remember like, how we're viewed outside of this country. And so we need to make sure we're being extra respectful and extra representative of self in a good way. So this frat boy mentality, this herd mentality, this fuck everybody, I'm the man, I'm privileged, I got money mentality. Stop. Let's not do that.
Because there's a lot of that. That's what causes that kind of behavior.
Yes,
that's what causes
yes.
It's just like the guy, I don't know if y'all remember this. I want to say it was the Jazz Fest before COVID, but it was the guy that was driving up Esplanade 90 miles an hour and hit about 3 or 4 people.
Killed the girl on the bike.
Killed the girl on the bike, and then said, "Oh, my dad's a cop. My dad's a New Orleans police officer, or my dad's like the mayor or some works for the mayor or some shit," and thought it was all good. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of mentality that is.
But didn't he just get a slap on the wrist? I don't even remember exactly. That was like during Mardi Gras.
That's a whole
that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole.
But you know, basically what you're saying, we're not trying to shit on the rest of the country. It's just we don't want the rest of the country coming here and shitting on us.
That's exactly.
It's like if you're coming here, it's like going to another country. Really, like New Orleans is its own country.
Yeah,
you don't go to another country.
Respect the culture, man.
Yeah,
that's all. Yeah.
Respect the fucking culture. That could, because that's all we have.
Yeah,
that's all we have as human beings. We have different places that hold a certain culture, that hold a certain expression of everything that makes this country. And when you come to that place and you shit on it and you disrespect it, that's bullshit. You come into somebody else's house, you should be asked to fucking leave. When you disrespect these people's culture and this house that was not built by you, that has nothing to even do with you. You are a guest, and you don't even respect the fact that you're a guest. You know, it's the fact that, oh yeah, you got some money and you staying at the Ritz and you doing this and that and whatever. Great, take your ass back to the Ritz. Go back to the Ritz. Mm-hmm. Go to the Waldorf Astoria. You know, but God forbid you say something bad about the Knicks. You know, and then you look. All right, man. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break because my blood pressure is starting.
Yeah, we're going to bring my blood pressure. We'll bring it back.
Bring it back. We don't get charged up. But but respect the culture. That's all. Respect New Orleans.
The culture,
we command and demand respect. and y'all showed y'all asses Americans, because like I said, wasn't no Europeans here, wasn't no Canadians. I ain't seen no Asian people. So like it was all Americans being shitty to each other, being like, stop, man. This is how we got in this position. It's come too far. We got to respect and love each other. And that includes space. That includes, like we said, like what we've been talking about for weeks. Grabbing people, touching people, upping people's space, violating people's time and energy, and you know, it's just too. Bro, it's just what everybody thinks America is. Let's not prove them right. You know what I'm saying?
I had a gig. I had a gig where I had my Korg Nautilus. Shout to Korg, by the way. I had my Korg Nautilus. I had another keyboard. I had a Juno on my back, and my fucking C1 organ. And I'm walking on Frenchmen Street trying to get to the gig. And I had at least 3 people stop me wanting to fucking take pictures with me. Like, bro, I'm in pain right now.
Yeah, they should just be offering to help carry your keyboard. Can I carry that for you?
Take one of these motherfuckers and I'll take a picture with you.
Exactly. After we drop it off.
After we drop this shit off, man. Yeah. We gonna take a short pause. We'll be right back. They drilling out there. I don't know what the fuck they doing.
Shadowpeople@gmail. Yeah. Shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.
Shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.
God damn it. Shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.com.
Get your shit together. We got a YouTube channel also, and it's at Shadow People Podcast. We want you to click that button as well. So we'll be right back.
Let's go back. I want to look at some of the comments from the last couple of shorts and let's see.
Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got.
We'll be right back here on Shadow People
for the third time.
Okay, y'all, we're back here on the Shadow People.
Yep.
As promised, we are going to
that is Drew opening up a sexy Zexi.
I was just thinking, instead of a clap, that should be the way you sync it all.
No sweeteners, no regrets.
Yep.
We've been promising that we were gonna comment on some of the comments. We were gonna make commentary on the comments.
Yep.
And Drew has pointed out to us that we got a lot of comments about one of the segments we did last week. So let's just watch it here, the clip, and then
this is all live. We haven't
seen any of these. We're seeing these comments for the first time in real time, and we're just gonna react to them. So let's see what happens.
I'll play the clip for everybody.
Cool. Let's hear the clip. See, if Shedeur Sanders' daddy was in jail and a single mama, he'd have got drafted in the first round. You know what I'm saying? That's how they love that.
Yo,
they love a save a nigga mentality. And this nigga orchestrated all kind of shit. I'm just saying he could do whatever. Eli got drafted by a team and just was like, I ain't showing up. Right. Do something. Like, made them say, you know what I'm saying? Like, all Deion said was, nigga, be crazy not to draft my son. That's what I'm saying. It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
But
first,
why?
third, fifth.
That's my thing.
Why? The why is because the owners is like, we gonna do what the fuck we want to do. We ain't gonna let nobody tell us who the baddest, especially Deion Sanders. There we go. Okay. So what are the comments?
I'm very interested to see these comments about that.
Now, Drew, I can't see that shit. You're gonna have to read it out to me.
All right.
Yeah.
First one up top here says, facts, all of this.
Yep.
Okay, we love that.
There we go. We love that. We love that. We love,
and that has 8 likes itself.
So. We love when people agree with us.
Because we are right about everything.
Because we're generally right about everything. It just takes you longer to realize that. But we're glad that he realized that immediately. So that's great.
And then GMAC9987 writes in, the Good Old Boys Network is still in full effect in sports ownership.
That's right.
He's 100% speaking truth.
It's called ownership for a reason.
Message. Message.
Yeah.
Yep, he's absolutely right.
They're just acting like owners. It's not really a story. I mean, it's only because Shedeur moves the needle so much is this a story.
Right. And just like Nikki said, he in the league
now, so
he
don't
in
matter.
the league.
Right.
He gonna be playing. He got drafted. And watch the Browns go to the Super Bowl this year. And when they do, then we're gonna see who got shit.
Listen to the thing. He's already got the number 1 selling jersey on the team. He's already started a foundation for the kids in Cleveland. I mean, that sounds like fucking franchise quarterback shit to me. I mean, so What else we got, Drew? We got any negative ones? Because I would love to see one of those.
Well, let's see. Nike Surfer Shorts says, I said this from the start. It's all the plan. No farther in the home, no lie.
Yeah, he from the hood.
Yeah, he's agreeing with my statement that if he
was that New Orleans or no?
If he was a father, no, I think he's just because I said in the beginning of the clip. If he
farther meant father.
Father, yeah. If he what he's trying to say is he's just
no
agreeing.
Father in the home, no lie. Yeah,
Public schools.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's just trying to say that that narrative they would have played up big. Of course, he's from a broken family, all this other bullshit. They love doing that.
Just like I said,
Nick Saban saved him. They talk about Nick Saban saved his life.
Exactly.
Not to mention all the kids Deion actually saved.
Right.
Don't everyone bring that shit up there, right?
They had a whole fucking.
What about all the dudes who play for Colorado who ain't going into the NFL? What you think Deion has done for them in their life? You think he's a huge mentor or a huge presence in their life? See, people don't. It's not just about the stars. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So whatever.
I can't. Yeah, we gonna
stop it anyway.
What you say? Do something.
Do something. Yeah, like exactly. And we think Eli Manning. You think Shedeur Sanders is gonna be better than Eli Manning?
Wrong. I'm really interested to see what he gonna do though, man. Like I'm gonna be, and as quiet as it's kept, I root for the Browns. I root for them every year until about week 5, because then I'm like, oh okay,
the Browns again,
and then I'm like, oh okay, 0-5. All right, cool. Just like I thought. 0-5, but whatever.
The great Jim Brown is rolling.
You know what I'm saying? He's rolling in his grave. They named Jim Brown was the best Brown they ever had. He was so dope. They named the team after the nigga.
I don't know if that's true, but I'll go with that.
But we're gonna go with that too.
Paul Brown was a very white man.
Oh man, is that who it was? Paul Brown? Oh okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna stick with my narrative. I like that one better. Okay, next.
All right, we got Robin Seals, 100. I said this. They always like to show a sad story. He writes, save a ninja dot shaking my damn head.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I love it. I mean, I try to speak the truth, but that's, we see it all the time.
This is great because people generally don't like your commentary. Whatever.
This
I love
one
it.
Was highly popular.
I love it. Sorry. I think it's great.
I'm sorry, and I don't care.
People don't like the truth.
Whoops.
Sometimes.
The truth is out, like Houseman said one time. Rest in peace, Houseman.
Man, yeah. Shout out to Houseman. Miss that dude.
Miss him. Oh, especially these times of year.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so positive-ish.
Then we got Robin Davis 304 with another fax.
Mm-hmm.
Another big fax from
Big facts.
Yep.
Marcus Wright. And then this is Rise. I saw they subscribed recently. It says real shit.
Yes. Shout to you for subscribing.
Yeah, appreciate all you
Shout
guys.
to all of
What's this long one, Drew?
Yeah.
Let's see, we got a truth. He says, he ain't telling no lie. It's sad. But that one's got replies. You want to see? Ding.
Let's see.
True, you know why, but those Sanders guys are great at whatever they do while being black.
Black excellence.
Black excellence.
Another big fax from Katie Lady.
Katie Lady.
All right.
Here we go. Eli also didn't go around blaming his teammates and coaches when things went bad, but y'all don't talk about that. Why? I'm not wasting a first-round pick on a QB like that. Then the whole team gonna quit on him. Now you've wasted a top pick. LOL. I could have used at least one comma in that. That would have helped me read that. But
yeah. Well, we know that person is a product of the public school system.
Exactly.
And it's okay, and we don't have nothing to do with that. And as in my quest to constantly better myself, I'm just gonna send out thoughts and prayers to that person. So it's a lot that we don't talk about for your sake.
Was a great teammate. Well, that's great.
Hey, look, he tripped over his 2 Super Bowl rings, so that's what I'm gonna say. Next,
you got him, man. I'm not trying to take it away from him.
We're not trying to take that away from him.
Yeah,
hey, man.
And I was just stating that, and my commentary was really about Archie Manning. You fucking nincompoop. If you listen to what I was saying, I was comparing Archie Manning to Deion Sanders, not Eli Manning to Shedeur Sanders, just to be clear. Yeah. What I said is Deion Sanders may be one of the greatest athlete of all time. Archie Manning was on one of the worst NFL teams of all time. So I don't understand how shitty NFL team quarterback has more leverage than greatest athlete of all time. That was my point.
Right.
And why is that? What's the difference between them? Hello?
Yep.
So that's what I was talking about. To clarify to you and your love for Eli.
Yep.
Great. You know what I'm saying?
Giants fan.
Yeah, clearly.
New York.
Yeah. Delusional.
Call back.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
Let's see here. Snow Day Love. Oh, this is a different angle, I guess. Coaches didn't want to hire their replacement son as the QB.
Ooh. Okay. Now we get. That's a real reason.
Okay. Now
that's a real reason.
Thank
right
you
there.
for that.
Okay.
Because see, there is what sparks some conversation,
which is also further improving my point that it was about the hate of Deion.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. It's the Deion hate that caused it.
It's hard for me to talk about Deion though, on the premise that he was a Falcon.
Yeah,
and
I think about him as a Cowboy and a 49er.
He also was a Redskin.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
People forget.
Also a Baltimore Raven.
People forget.
He's also a
that
Baltimore Raven.
He was a Washington Redskin. And he was one of the dopest ones ever, actually. But it wasn't long that he was a Redskin, but people forget that. So it's hard for me to talk about that. But it's not hard for me to talk about the impact that he made on the NFL and in the Major League Baseball as well. So, you know, we're like you said, we were talking about one of the greatest athletes of all time.
He won his high school dunk contest as well. That's what I'm saying.
He won his high school dunk contest.
It's like one of the greatest athletes of all time.
I don't think he would have done that in the NBA, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Charlie Ward played in the NBA for 12 years.
That's right.
I'm just saying. If you that gifted, I don't know. I'm not shit on
exactly.
If Deion wanted to be in the NBA, I bet he would have been a hell of an NBA
He could
player.
have very well done that. So, yeah.
So let's, and no disrespect to Archie Manning, but there's no comparison between the two. So if it was about status and prowess with the NFL, I don't understand how Archie Manning was able to maneuver all these underground behind the scenes deals, but somehow Deion's a problem. Let's just call it what it is. It's just the old issue that America has. It's the same issue.
Yep.
That's just what it is. And it's fine. Just moving on, I guess.
Moving on.
Anyway. So I've had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Jazz Fest is over.
Yeah, it's over, and we're
you're leaving soon, huh? Our next episode, you'll be.
I will be here.
Zoomed.
No. I'll be here for the next episode.
Perfect.
I will be here for our next episode, which I think is going to be really, really good.
We're going to have that special guest, possibly.
We're going to have a special guest.
Looking forward to that, guys.
Which we all are very looking forward to. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm not here today. I am here. But man, we just really trying to recuperate Jazz Fest, but we're also trying to be consistent because we know that these episodes not only are important to a lot of people, but they're really important to us. So we want to once again say Shadow People Podcast at gmail.com. I'm so glad this piece of paper is here. Thank you, Drew. The Shadow People Podcast at gmail.com. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Shadow People Podcast. And I'm Nigel Hall.
I'm Derrick Freeman.
This is Derrick Freeman.
One special shout out to our good friend Skerrick, the people at Crescent, Canna.
Yep.
And also the Brown
Hound Sounds Pound Town. And I also want to shout out to all of the people who came down for Jazz Fest this year and worked their ass off and made a lot of people happy through their music and through their creativity.
Yes.
And through just their presence. And I also want to shout out to people who didn't do that.
You know who you are, too.
Because we all learned a valuable lesson from your presence.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Peace.